Hello, welcome to QA tutorials. So in this video, we'll talk about Cypress commands that are needed for creating your test scripts. So mainly, we'll talk about get and find commands. So basically, these two commands are useful to find elements on the web pages and to take actions on the web pages like click, double click, or do some more actions, subsequent actions on the elements. So let's go through the syntax of these commands, and I will give you some examples how to use these commands in your scripts. So if you take a look at syntax for get command, get one or more DOM elements by selector, right? If you provide a selector, either CSS selector or Xbox selector, so you can find the element. So mainly for Cypress, CSS selector is used by default, so it can be CSS selector. So cy.get selector, then it can be an alias, then there's a couple of options you can also provide a couple of options. So correct usage is cy.get list arrow mark li. It's the li in the dot list, right? So alias string. So what are the options we have? Log equal to true. It will display the commands in the command log. Command log. Timeout. So default command timeout. Timeout to wait for cy.get to resolve before timing out. So there is a default timeout, but you can also add additional timeout if you want to set a particular timeout. So within the subject element to search for children in, right? If you want to search for the children in only particular elements, so we can use this dot within subject and include shadow DAB, whether to traverse the shadow DAB boundaries and include elements within the shadow DAB and yielded results. So this is the get command usefulness. So here is some of the examples, right? cy.get.input should be disabled, right? Descendant and all that, right? So this is how you find a selector, and you pass the selector, you get the element, then you can verify the state of the element, whether it is disabled or you want to click on it. We can check some data elements like length, right? All that, right? Also, this get command can return multiple elements, right? So if you use the get command, it can also return multiple elements. So you can access each of the elements in the returned from the get command by using equi, like an array. So you can get like so elements are ordered in an array, and the array index starts from 0. So if you want to get a cucumber element from this list, right? So you can do like cy.get input equivalent 1, right? 1 means 0, 1 means the second element should contain cucumber. So this is an assertion. So in case the get command has multiple values, you can now work like this to access the individual elements from the returned values, right? And we can chain other commands to this get. So here this dot should is a chaining of additional assertion to the get command, right? So this is what how to chain other Cypress command. So we have like here cy.get href is a demo link, so you can add dot click to this, right? This is another command, and also this is another example of so mobile navigation should be visible and contain home, right? So we are adding two commands chained to the get command. This is how you create your scripts. And so we'll talk about should and assertions in the next video. right? So this is how you use a get command. Also, in the get command, we have options for dot within. Dot within means normally the get command searches the whole document for the elements, and if you want to search only in a particular parent, right? You want to look for elements in a particular element or a particular parent. Then you can say like search bar, like dot within, right? And get input cucumber. So it basically searches the inputs within the search box. So in the search box, what are the options available? It will fetch. So it will basically limit to the finding the elements within the search box, right? So this is dot within. And these are the various options for get. So one is when it gets multiple values, how to access it, and how to chain commands to the get, and how to use dot within, right? Find is also similar to the get, but it only selects values from a parent selector, right? So find is basically it will find all the child elements within the parent selector. So like cy.get parent selector, then dot find child selector. So it will find all the elements matching the childs in the parents, right? So this is the find command. So suppose if you take an example of a list, right? ID is the parent. There are two childs, right? So then you get ci.get parent dot find li. Then it will find two childs for that list. Then you can subsequently take action on each of the elements based on that. Right? This is the basic get and find command. So when you're testing, when you're writing your scripts, so this is the basic way to find, get and take actions on the elements, right? So even if you see the syntax for find command, get one or more DOM elements by a specific selector, right? So dot article, then find footer. Right. You cannot directly use cy.find, but use the parent selector. Then it has also same options like logging, timeout, and include shadow dam. So this is how it is, right? This is the example we showed, right? So dot find requires being chained of a command that yields DOM elements, right? So it will automatically retry until the element exists. So these are assertions. It will automatically retry until the element exists. And all the chained assertions are paused, right? If you put some assertions, it will also retry that. So this is the get and find commands, right? So in the next video, we'll talk about the assertions, how we can use assertions in your scripts. So let's try some sample script. So we're going to do this automation. This is the URL we want to do. This is the text area box we want to test. Right? We want to fill elements in the name, mobile number, and email address. Right? We'll try this script for automation. I already created one script. I'll just show you how it is done. So this is the demo script, right, to test get and find commands, right? First we will visit the web page, then we will find element name and enter name, then we will find element phone number and enter, then we will find element email and enter, and we'll also use the find command, how to use the find command, right? So first of all, if you want to look at the name, so we need to identify the CSS path, right? So if you look at inspect on this, so we'll get the CSS selector. So the name element contains ID equal to name, right? As a class input, right? The HTML tag input. and placeholder style and all. So we have a ID name. So we can use ID name to select the name element. So that's why. So we select here CY.get. We pass on the hash name. This is the selector, and it should be visible. Then we are doing a type name. Right. This is straightforward get element. Suppose if you want to try when it returns multiple elements, you want to see select a second element like number, right? So there is name, mobile number to show the example of multiple elements. So if you see here, these are all classes of form group, right? This is a form group. One form group is a name, second form group is the phone number, third form group is email, like that, right? So if you select form group, right, it will give multiple elements. Out of that, we want to select the mobile number. That will be the second form element, right? So that's the example we showed here, selecting element from multiple elements, right? So we are doing this get of form group, so which will return multiple elements. Then we are taking eq1, right? That should contain number. So that means that we are doing an assertion that it should contain number. The second element, right? That is what it is, right? The second element should contain number, right? Mobile number. So this is a number text, right? So that's what we are verifying it. The second element, then we try to do dot within, right? So dot within basically say we will take a parent element and we'll find the child within it, right? So we want to search only in the parent, right? So here we take the whole body. This is a card body. This is a whole box which contains this name, mobile number, email, password, and address. So we are taking this card body and finding the email address, right? So we are doing dot within there. So card body dot within and get email and type email address, right? Only such as input within the card body. That is the dot within. Then find is basically you want to find phone number within card body. So we can as well do this, right? Find phone field. So you take card body, that's the parent, and we want to find the child phone number in the card body. That's it. Then we are typing the phone number in it. So this is the example of get and find commands with different options, right? So if you want to try other things, you can go to the syntax and find other examples on how to use it, right? But there is various options available. So let's run our script and see how it works, right? What we are basically doing is going to this URL. We are finding the name, we are finding the number, we are typing email address, right? We are typing phone number there, right? So I already started the Cypress editor. Let us see. Let's open the Cypress first so that we'll test our script. So this is the Cypress, right? So the test.js is the script name. The test.js. We're going to run this script. So I click on it. So it's going to run it. It is opening the Chrome browser. Let's wait for the browser to open. So browser is opening now. So it's opening our test.js script, right? So it's running the test. So it's opening the URL now. right? So finding name, email, and phone number. So it's quickly done it, right? So the first command is done, then we have find the name, then found the mobile number, then dot within, found the email, then found the phone number. So this is a simple script how to use get and find commands in your script to identify the elements and take actions on the elements. Right? I hope you got full details on how to use these get and find commands. If you have any questions or comments, please put it in the comment section. I will be happy to answer your queries or questions. And the next video we'll talk about assertions, Cypress assertions, and how to use the assertions, what are implicit assertions and what are explicit assertions in Cypress.